Next up at UFC Vegas 96, we have Edmen Shahbazyan taking on Gerald Meerschaert. This is another fight
So hot.
that has what? Oh, your suit?
Come on.
This is another fight that has people split. Lots of people loving GM3, a ton of people insisting Edmen sleeps him. And that's kind of what we have here, a striker versus grappler matchup, a throwback to the 90s. We got Edmen Shahbazyan 13-4 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is coming off that knockout win over AJ Dobson. He's taking on Gerald Meerschaert. Gerald Meerschaert, 36-17. Gerald Meerschaert with worlds of experience. But he is only 2-3 in his last 5, and he is coming off that submission win over Bryan Barberena, which is impressive in and of its own right, but Bryan Barberena is no longer with the UFC. Gerald Meerschaert, as we all know by now, is a very, very good grappler who has been chinny. He's a very, very good grappler who didn't always have the takedowns to get people to the ground. That's basically been Gerald Meerschaert's career. He can submit anybody if you let him, but if you don't let him, you can beat him up on the feet. We did just see in his last fight against Bryan Barberena a very nice takedown. The best takedown we've seen from him in the UFC. And if that is the new Gerald Meerschaert, and those are the new takedowns that he has in his back pocket, then that's going to be great news for him because he is fighting a dangerous striker in Edmen Shahbazyan. He's a good striker. He's well-rounded. He's got impressive kicks. He does get taken down a good amount because when he throws, he plants his feet and he throws. His takedown defense is okay at 63%, and if he is taken down, he ends up in trouble because he doesn't scramble well enough or work his way back to his feet well enough to get out of there. As I mentioned, he's coming off that knockout win over AJ Dobson. We talked about it earlier. I mentioned it before. The Apex is ripe for massive upsets. Gerald Meerschaert is one of these guys that could 100% pull off a massive upset. He's done it before. He's basically Paul Craig, except tougher. His chin has been holding up. It's only been 2 fights, but his chin has been holding up. I think Gerald Meerschaert can absolutely win this fight. Take a punch or two, work this fight to the ground, get his striking going, get this fight to the ground. We saw a good takedown out of him last fight. We need another one this fight. I think Gerald Meerschaert wins this fight. He is going to be the pick. I know he's chinny, but I'm going the Meerschaert side, and let's hope the UFC is truly not telling people to stop wrestling. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I don't disagree with all the Gerald love, because even if he doesn't get to the wrestling or the grappling, Gerald has underrated power. It's almost like when a pitcher starts throwing knuckleballs off the mound, and it's like that change of speed is just like, wait, what? And they start striking people out, but just because it's such a drastic change of speed, you're not really ready for it. He like throws it so slow, the timing is so weird that it actually works. He has some power behind it, and you saw Edmen Shahbazyan in his last fight at the Apex, which I was there sitting front row, on the couch, and I saw it, and I was screaming, I was yelling because I had Edmen as a pick. But he got fucking lit up and was lucky to survive against AJ Dobson. So even though he is going to be the better striker here, he does get hit because AJ Dobson's not like a crazy good striker either. And if Gerald lands a shot, he can also knock out Edmen. So I am playing Edmen because every fight does start on the feet, and he should be the cleaner, more dynamic striker. But minus fucking 300 for Edmen Shahbazyan with his history and what he's shown, not only in the lacking in the grappling, but also with the chin, also with his cardio and fatigue as well. If you have a minus 300 ticket on Edmen Shahbazyan, God bless you, boy. I wish you good luck. It couldn't be me. I'm making him my pick, but this is like a fucking coin toss in my mind. So I think the value there is probably in GR3.
There's definitely value there. And it's funny because someone earlier was like, does Angelo ever pick a big underdog? Well, I just did. There you go.
You're going to bet him.
I do have in my notes plus 3.5 question mark. The problem is I feel like if Jared loses, he gets knocked out. So, and if he wins, I don't think it's going to be a 29-28.
He's such an unpredictable dude, too, because sometimes he's just eating shots and sometimes it just doesn't take much. I don't think Edmen's a fucking Joe Pyfer, though. I don't think he's just, I'm starting to lean towards, I'm not fucking just.
Andre Petrosky dropped him, but he was able to survive and continue fighting that fight. So, I mean, it is, man. I'm picking Gerald Meerschaert squared up, and maybe I'll just put a little money line bet on him because chasing a
guarantee on
prop
the
with
live
Gerald
stream-
is impossible.
Yeah, I guarantee on the live stream we're gonna play action on Gerald. I'm not chasing fucking Edmen money, even like KO money. It's like Edmen by KO is minus 170. It's like no.
No, it's crazy. And I don't. You can't even chase a prop with Gerald because he is unpredictable. He could win a decision. He could win by submission. He could anything's possible.
Gerald by knockout plus 1,500 might be the play of the year.
There we go. $7,200 in DraftKings Fantasy. I will do that. I do think he wins, and that's very solid price point for a guy that has a good amount of upside. What?
Someone said, I come here for Jacob and only Jacob. And Angelo said, screw you, D-man.
I was going to say, fuck you, but YouTube doesn't let me write that. It deletes it before it gets sent out. So, is what it is. But if you do want to check out Angelo's safety parlay, that hits at a 72% event win rate, D-man. Angelo's safety parlay is the most reliable bet in this space, D-man. So if you want to unlock Angelo's safety parlay, you can do so now. It's only $10 for an entire month. And that month is going to get you these 2 fight nights and UFC 306, which is a Sphere card. D-man.